Peeps, it's not too early to speculate about what might be coming to next year's Halloween Horror Nights in 2024, is it? Well, today we wanted to talk a little bit about the rumor that next year's Halloween Horror Nights event may feature a house or more based on the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Now, obviously, Five Nights at Freddy's is a very popular new movie from Universal Pictures, but it started as a 2014 point-and-click survival horror game that spawned a giant franchise leading to books, toys, and this movie. In the game, players take control of a night security guard at a pizzeria inspired by kind of like real-life Chuck E. Cheese, where the animatronics have become possessed and come alive at night. Well, in late October, Blumhouse and Universal Pictures teamed up to release a movie based on the popular franchise, and it immediately broke all kinds of records. You can see some of those records here, and note that all of these records are with it being released streaming on Peacock at the same time. Now, what's interesting is that the cost for 1 month of Peacock, about $6 US, is less than the cost of an average movie ticket. Now, we know Universal Parks and Destinations and Halloween Horror Nights have had a long-standing partnership with Blumhouse Productions. Most recently, we saw Megan, an Exorcist believer, featured at this year's Halloween Horror Nights event in Orlando, as well as The Purge and more in Hollywood. We've also seen The Horrors of Blumhouse, which is multiple haunts throughout the years that feature Blumhouse properties like The Black Phone, Sinister, Insidious, and more. So with this partnership in place, could we see Five Nights at Freddy's come to a future Halloween Horror Nights event and maybe next year's event? Well, it seems like a strong possibility, obviously given the popularity of this year's movie. Obviously, there's a bit more to this IP than your normal IP, because Five Nights at Freddy's is a franchise that's based on a video game and isn't necessarily owned by Blumhouse, just the movie itself. But we have seen video game properties featured at Halloween Horror Nights, including this past year's Last of Us, which was based on the game and not the TV show. So there's definitely room to feature the property, whether it's inspired by the original source material or the movie itself. These last few years at Halloween Horror Nights, we've also seen a showcase of puppetry and giant costumes in houses like this year's Chucky Ultimate Kill Count house and the multiple Yeti houses we've seen over the last few years. I think especially the Chucky house has been able to provide a good example as to how Five Nights at Freddy's could come to fruition, with limited actual costumed characters, but featuring puppetry of partial characters, an emphasis on the victims, and perhaps even projections. And given how Universal has a penchant for expanding the properties beyond the house, could we see Five Nights at Freddy's also feature on off-site photo experiences and maybe even a dining experience? Also seems likely, though I wouldn't expect a full-fledged costumed character dining experience. I think a fun idea would be to repurpose Kids Own Pizza into a Freddy Fazbear's, but that's just me. So what do you think? Do you think Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Halloween Horror Nights next year? Do you think it should come to Halloween Horror Nights next year? Leave us a comment down below with your thoughts, and while you're down there, hit the subscription button, hit the little notification icon so that you're notified when we release upcoming Halloween Horror Nights content. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.